That is my only reason for being here. For you, dear priests. All I have done is to make you happy. And all I have done is to help you grow in holiness. Sometimes I am difficult to understand. Sometimes you might not see yourself being happy with me or being holier in my presence. But believe me, if you will only begin by believing that I only want to make you happy and always happy as a priest, and I only want you to make holier as a priest, and I may be holy with you, you would understand why we have Human Signorai. You would understand why we have Missionaries of Mercy. You would understand why we dialogue. You would understand why I ask you to pray together. So, please, my dear brother priests, as I thank the Lord for the gift of having met you and worked with you for the past 11 years, I also ask you to constantly give me a chance, to just give me a chance to make you happy, to make you holy in this common vocation. So that when I face God and when my name is dropped in the Eucharistic prayer and I will lay beside Archbishop Cruz, you will just remember me as a bishop who wanted to make you happy always, and a bishop who wanted to be holy with you, holy priests. Life is full of signs. In fact, life itself is a sign. Life is a sign of God's love for us. And as we speak, as we live, we are confronted with many signs from one another and from God.
Most Reverend Father, I ask you to confer on our brothers, Reverend Father Felipe Matias, Reverend Father Roberto Mejia, and Reverend Father Diosdado Posadas, the honorary title of Papal Chaplains with the right to be addressed as Monsignor.
In spite of this, in spite of me, the Lord has shown constant affirmation that He wants me, and that He calls me, and that He continually sends me. Even at this time of my retirement, I am gifted with another affirmation and a responsibility. Even if it were only to be a sign and an assurance to you.
Humanity is full of signs. But not only humanity, our spiritual life is also full of signs. That is why the Virgin is even called a sign. I will give you a sign. A virgin shall bear a child. If we are able to recognize those signs, it means that we are still alive. The conferment of the title Papal Chaplains of His Holiness on our three priests of the Archdiocese of Lingayen and Dagupan, that conferment is also a sign. It is coming from the Pope. How can we not feel good when the Vicar of Christ, the successor of St. Peter, gives the recognition? It is a title of honor to be called Monsignor in the Church. They did not aspire for it. In fact, I can confess, when I called them for breakfast to tell them that I have the document from Rome creating them Monsignori, I thought I was happier than them. I did not see enough happiness at the breakfast table as I broke the news for them. Later on, I will explain why. It is a sign. It is a sign of the richness of the church. And even a priest is a sign. A priest is a sign that God loves His people. And our 3 papal chaplains are greater signs because they were ordained by a saint. They were ordained by Saint Paul VI almost 50 years ago. Because in honoring the fruits, we are actually honoring the tree. In honoring the priests, we are actually honoring the bishop who ordained them. And in their case, now a saint, Pope Paul VI. These are beautiful signs of God's love for us. Sometimes in this world, when we see so much evil, so much wrong, so much error, we tend to get discouraged. We become cynical. We become skeptical. And we say there is no more future. An occasion like this is a good opportunity to rekindle our hopes because the church is still full of signs that God is with us. When God uses a priest to become a sign of His love for us, every priest is a sign of contradiction. Every priest is a paradoxical sign. Every priest is a sign between 2 opposites. On one hand, it is very good because the Pope gave them the honor. On one hand, it is very good because we are honoring the bishop who ordained them 50 years ago. On one hand, it is very good. It is a recognition by the church of their fidelity to their priestly vocation. But on the other hand, it is not necessary. It is not necessary because God has already honored them immensely when they were baptized. And there is no honor that can equal being called children of God. My dear seminarians, my dear lay people, you don't have to be priests to be convinced that God has blessed you. Because by the very fact that you are baptized, that God has adopted you to become His children, you are already blessed. And there is nothing more that can add to it. The priesthood is not an honor added to the baptized. The priesthood is a task that is given to the baptized. The priesthood is not an award for the righteous, for the studious seminarians. The priesthood is a call to serve. It is an added burden. It is an added load to somebody who has already been baptized. And when I brought to prayer the facial reaction of our 3 elder brothers, when I broke to them the news that they were Monsignorai, and they did not seem very happy about it, I said, I only wanted to make them happy. How come I was happier than them? And then in prayer I understood that they found it unnecessary because the past 50 years had been blessings enough and they don't need a sash. They don't need a biretta in order to add to that happiness because they are already happy. They are already fulfilled. Because in heaven, the Lord will not check what is the color of your sash. In heaven, the Lord will not check if you have tassels on your biretta. In heaven, you must carry before the throne of the Lord a basin, a pitcher of water, and a towel that you have used to wash the feet of your brethren. It is the towel for drying the feet that have been washed in service that God will look for. The sash is a distinct honor. The biretta with the tassels is a gift from the Pope. But our gift to the Lord is to kneel down, to stoop down, and to wash one another's feet. That is why our three Monsignori perhaps did not feel the need for a sash and a biretta. I wanted it for them because I thought they would look more handsome with it. But they understood that in heaven, it is not the sash that counts. In heaven, it is not the red buttons that God looks for. In heaven, the basin with a pitcher of water and the wet towel that has been used to dry many feet washed. That is the most beautiful gift we can give to the Lord. And to have done it is honor enough.